Ivan Katz here today at Bluemont Disc Golf Course, and I'm checking out the Latitude 64 Hex Raketen. Now it's a very fast disc, speed 15, and it has a glide of 3 and a turn of -1.5 and a fade of 3 also. Now what's that mean? Well, the fast speed means that it is definitely a far throwing disc. It's basically stable and it'll go a long way, but you need to have a lot of power to make it happen. The lower the number, the easier the disc to throw. So if you're a beginner and maybe even an intermediate, you shouldn't throw this disc. Now the glide, which is that 3 number, that is basically how it floats in the wind. So the higher the glide number, the more it will glide, of course. The turn being -1.5 means it'll turn the opposite way that you're used to. If you're used to a disc turning off that way, then it might turn off the other way slightly. So that can be a good thing depending. And last number is the fade. That's at the end of the flight, how it fades off. So the fade 3, a little more than some discs, but still very controllable and great distance if you know what you're doing with it. But it is great, and you should definitely have it in your bag if you are an advanced player. And I'm going to take you around this course today and show you some shots, give you some tips and tutorials, and tell you why you should have this Hex Raketen in your bag. Okay, number 3 here at Bluemont. Definitely a challenge when you play it blue to blue. 274 feet. So you start up here at the blue tee pad, come on down here past the red tee pad, and it's a dog leg left after you pass this mando tree here, up to what's called the mound right there, basket on top of the hill. It's tough, but let's see if we can make it happen. Okay, number 3, very difficult dog leg left here, and I got my number 1 Hex Raketen to go ahead and turn left with some Anheuser and definitely some follow through. Now you'll notice I just threw that one here because this other Raketen, which is slightly heavier, is not as broken in as mine. Like I said, it's a friend of mine's, and this one I tend to be able to make a turn left, right, go straight, or whatever, with control of the angle and the follow through. But this one, less broken in and more difficult to make a turn left, so I didn't even use it on this one. And that's a lesson right there. Don't try and force discs to do what they don't want to do. If it's always curving off one way for you, we'll find another disc that doesn't. Throw leopards, throw destroyers, throw Valkyries. Look for my other videos on those, and just throw with whatever works for you. So number 6 here at Bluemont, and from the blue tees to the silver basket, which is in the B position, it's 260 feet, but it's a super extreme dogleg right, and there's a mando, big tree down there that says 6 in Roman numerals this way, and you have to go around that. That means mando means mandatory. That means you have to go whichever way it's telling you around that tree. So it's a super dogleg right, and you need to throw with a lot of hyzer if you're forehand flicking, Anheuser if you're throwing a backhand, and hyzer if you're throwing the forehand. Basically, if you see me throw like this for the forehand, then keep the disc the same way. And you want to throw it like that for the backhand. The angle doesn't change, but it's opposite. Hyzer versus Anheuser. So it's tough to get it to make that dog leg and get the distance, but let's see what we can do. Okay, so that's a good result here with the Hex Raketen. This one 165, and this one over here 168, a little heavier, and both should be pretty easy birdies. This one might be a bit tougher because it's uphill, but just remember to throw right at your target and treat it like it's a person. But when you're throwing uphill also, throw a little higher than you think because it's going to drop. So you need that extra distance. Throw a little higher than you think might be good. You don't want to be hitting down here on the pole. If you're not reaching the basket and throwing about 7-8 feet past the basket, then you're not throwing it high enough to make it. So make sure you throw it high enough to make it. Okay, number 6 here at Bluemont, from the blue to the silver basket with the Latitude 64 Hex Raketen. You can get it to go ahead and dogleg right if you give it some extreme hyzer, and also follow through that way with the disc. Make it turn. Use your body, use your follow through, use everything you've got to make the disc turn and do what you want it to do. Now for putting, I like to use my 86 putter, which just works for me. It's kind of old and vintage, it's hard to get, but this Vibram Summit is also a great putt approach disc, and it makes for a great putter too. Okay, number 7 at Bluemont, throwing from the blue Pro Tee to the A position of the silver basket, and it's 301 feet. A challenge because you got to get it between those two trees or get lucky on either side. Got through, but then it turned right a bit too much for my liking, but I think I can make it work. Okay, decent result with the Hex Raketen here. I'm not thrilled, but definitely have a putt. It's definitely outside the circle, which is 33 feet or 10 meters. That means you can jump putt from outside the circle, but certainly a makeable putt. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so wrapping up number 7, the Hex Raketen. Now this one, which is actually mine, is 165 grams, and this one is 168 grams. So the one that's 3 grams heavier actually threw just a little bit further. And different weights mean a lot of things. The heavier the Frisbee, of course, the more stable it's going to be in the wind. And sometimes the lighter the Frisbee, the more distance you can get. But there's a happy medium, and you need to find that for yourself. Go ahead and throw with the same type of Frisbee, and maybe try a 150 gram and a 170 gram, and maybe a 160 gram, somewhere around there, and see which one works best for you. And you'll soon have a favorite weight range within probably about 5 grams. And then you can go there. I tend to like heavier discs, so for me it's 166, 171, right in there, even sometimes 172, 173. I like those heavier discs, and they are good in the wind. But again, there's lots of people that like those light discs, and world records are broken with light discs, so you can certainly get more distance that way. Onto the putting here. I putted it in with the Leopard, made 1 birdie and 1 par, almost 2 birdies, but still. Now the Leopard is a speed 6, so it can be a good putt approach disc. Some people use it as a fairway driver, which means it's pretty straight, and I actually use it for the flick. I can actually get it to turn left, so for me, on left dog legs, I have a Leopard in my bag all the time for that. But like I've just showed, you can actually putt with it too. Just because someone else would never putt with a disc like this, or approach with a disc like this, or maybe they'd never drive with a disc like this, doesn't mean anything. Do what you do, throw the discs that work for you, and that's all that matters. Okay, so there you go, the Hex Raketen, Latitude 64, and it is a tough disc, maybe for beginner or intermediates to throw, but once you get some power in your throw, it can definitely go a long way for you. Many people can throw a lot farther than me, certainly, but you know, I do okay. And You just have to learn your game as it works for you. Use the discs that can help you out, as I've said throughout this tutorial. And there you have it, the Latitude 64 Hex Raketen, rocket in Swedish. A great disc. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And if you like cars, check out my Drivin Ivan car videos, and of course all of my other disc golf videos, best disc for the flick, and other discs too, like the Destroyer, the Wraith, and also the Viking and the Valkyrie. Thanks for watching. I'm Ivan Katz.